Can't say I've seen this before. 200 hours plus of misery. And this is definitely a first. Alright. Welcome back, everyone. First and foremost, before we start today's stream / episode, I want to thank everybody for supporting the series. It's starting to pick up in the old YouTube algorithm. And appreciate the support. Let's get right back into it. Not waste any time here. This warehouse is not going to build itself. There's still a ton of furniture to be had. There's only one man to collect them. Good way to open up. Apartment complex. Let's get these buffets. Here we are. Free plastic. Everything's coming up Millhouse. I had to tweak the audio for a bit on the first set of episodes. For some reason, this game's sound effects are extremely loud, so I toned it down a bit. Hopefully the audio comes a lot clearer. Look at this jabroni. Ooh. Take those axes all day. I have like no use for any other melee weapon other than the axe. I haven't really used a melee weapon to actually do damage against enemies for a long time now. Ever since I crafted these guns, it's made melee weapons obsolete. Now a dedicated crate opener. Oh? Sir? Soldier? Wow. Can't say I've seen this before. 200 hours plus of misery. And this is definitely a first. Just put him out of his misery. Get it? Oh, okay. Well, he won't make it back for the sequel. Oh, what is happening? I'm somehow getting the sanity decrease. I'm not even looking at the crustaceans. God. Like my sanity is decreasing looking at these non-textured floors. We cleared out a lot of inventory, so we can definitely pick up a lot of the stuff en masse. I'm not getting much luck on the buffet department so far. This building's a bit of a bust. Hopefully the next one is a lot better. Oh. Back-to-back buffet. Back to back to back. Belly to belly to belly. Oh my goodness. They're everywhere. This is a gold mine building for sure. I could come across a building layout like this every single time. This project will be finished in no time. Stomach is crying out for food here. The one thing I forgot to do. Cleared the inventory, but did not fill the stomach. Hardly really an issue at this point. We're bound to find some food hanging around here eventually. But we probably should have taken advantage of our farm. Eat all the produce. I think we have space for one or two more. And then we should head back. Rainy, rainy night. Mind if I do? The gunshot sound effects still sound so loud. Trust me, I turned down the volume of these sound effects. There's not much else I can do other than just mute them at this point. Oh, that base is twins. Oh my god. Sanity draining is getting out of control here. Oh, my sanity's still getting drained while I'm in the inventory screen. These are by far the worst enemies in the game. Bar none. The most annoying, that's for sure. I'll come back for that twin trophy. Redeposit some of this stuff. Forgot how heavy a twin trophy is. You guys think this is a good representation of what an anxiety attack looks like? Your vision gets blurred, you start to get dizzy. So it's somewhat fair representation. Gonna drop all these on the ground. It's probably the quickest way. And we're gonna have to take some antidepressants because our character is completely losing their mind. Nice, there we go. Let's head back, get that twin trophy. Oh my goodness. Just, can I turn on by? Thank you. You guys really aren't worth my bullets. Oh my goodness, they do not give up the chase. There's a party going on over here. I do not want the invite. Alright, well this area kind of sucks. Lots of dilapidated, demolished buildings here. Very reliable on furniture. And definitely a pain to navigate, so we're just going to skip those. I think the map has more than enough proper apartment complexes that surely we can scrounge up something on this side of the map. Oh, campfire. Took a lighter here from somewhere. Yes. Suppose that would be a good time to start strumming the guitar. That's enough. We got a warehouse to build. Some of this primary, secondary equipment management is a little jank. Don't like the idea of having to unequip an item or swap to another one when I want to remove it from the toolbar, let's say. Also, bullet flinch is one of the worst game mechanics you can put in a game. I cannot stand it. Nice. So, don't worry about food for a while. I'm trying to upkeep it every so often. Bomber plane. Nice try. Well, it's a good combination. We got a couple of military crates here, along with some resource crates and some buffets. Ooh, light bulb. All around a good map to help us with the warehouse. No doubt. But yeah, I don't know how far this series is going to go. Me and I have to wager, I guess, repetition wise, it's going to be the same thing. Just going outside, collecting all the furniture we need, assembling it, and then, yeah. But I know we're going to have to eventually start wiring up some more lamps. We need to get more solar panels out there. We are dependent on quite a few resources at the moment. Bottlenecked by a few of them as well. The siren's about to hit soon. Gotta make this quick. Let's see. Let's check out these buildings. There we go. Jackpot. At this point, man, these buffets are like gold to me. Light bulbs, plastic, buffets. It's pretty much what other people's exoskeletons are. How do I put it? A light bulb to me now is what an exoskeleton is to somebody who doesn't have it yet. Some of these maps, they get really quiet. There's not much going on in terms of enemies. It'd be nice to have an occasional like zombie or enemy pop up in here. Aside from the one that was glitched halfway into the ground. Really count that. Well, I do like the feeling of isolation and being like this desolate wasteland. You need some kind of imminent threat every now and then. The bunker maps do a really good job of keeping things tense, but these other maps are kind of eh. See, the bandit camps are so far few between, and they're scattered pretty far away from each other that it's very possible you can be on a map and not really experience much firefighting with, you know, actual other human beings. It's mostly just dodging crayfish and stumbling upon the occasional rat wolf or twin. So definitely, I think some diversification. We need another type of enemy on these overworld maps, and I don't know, maybe some more bandits strung together here and there. This is coming from a guy who's literally has hundreds of hours on the game. So it might still be fresh for a lot of the player base. But for me, it gets a little old. This place is kind of cool. Like the underpass here. Probably could have put like a abandoned camp here or something like that. But I like this path here. At least there's a zombie here guarding it. And you have an anomaly to jump through. Kind of risky if you mess it up. That is a long way down. Stashes are not that great. Even like the parkour ones, for the most part, you never really get your time's worth. I think it's time we make another deposit here. I think there's more crayfish on this map than there are like zombies and bandits combined. I really went overboard with the amount of crayfish here. Plus there's just like some areas in this map that are just too empty. Need something here and there. Nothing worse than coming across an empty bus or a fairly empty apartment complex that's all dilapidated. Just remember what we're doing this for. My wife. Transferring over these jimmies. So I hear tell, thanks to somebody in the comment section of my Misery YouTube short, that there is an update for the game coming, and it is in fact a building update. Which I'm pretty pumped up for. I would love to see what kind of new things the game has to offer in terms of base building creativity. I haven't really been keeping up with the roadmap or plans that the dev has in store. So, nice to hear from the community about what's going on. This looks so crooked. And yet, it still kind of works, so. Check my durability on my armor. Very good. You bullet sponge quite a bit. And while your exoskeleton can take a lot of damage, you cannot say the same for the rat wolf hide, so not sure if we have any sewing kits on us. Probably not. Have to go back upstairs. Go repair it real quick. Actually, you know what? Since the day is ending, let's go to the shop, because our frames are probably gonna get decimated with reloading at the base. I don't know of anything I saw really, except for the trophy. The series is gonna be, let's say, a little difficult than most, just because of the lack of much variance in gameplay. We're gonna have to be stocking up on furniture, so it'll be a lot of looting for the same items over and over again, and it's gonna be a bit of a struggle keeping the content somewhat new and fresh, but hopefully I'll have made enough progress to justify all that. It was fun after about 100 hours. Now it's a real grind. Keep myself occupied, but the new update's coming out, so I'm excited for that. The first 3 episodes of this long form series that I'm doing, I think it was fine editing wise, but I really don't want to have another, let's say, 3 episodes kind of follow the same time allotment for a lot of the stuff that I've already explained and built, so probably gonna be quicker edits. Just more shorter montages of me filling out this area, and then when it gets to something new, we'll actually flesh it out. Let me just dump all this in the safe. I'm gonna figure out some of this stuff. Ooh, I actually have a ton of plastic. That's nice. It's good to go. Look at all the light bulbs. Bulbs and plastic. That is my holy grail at this point. We are very close to affiliate. The, let's say, month and a half, 2 months have really paid off lately. And might be nice to finally hit. I hear tell that you don't want to get affiliate too early because of running ads. You don't want to put off any kind of discoverability with other people, especially when you're starting off your channel. That makes sense, yeah. I have no experience of being affiliate, so I don't know how the ads work exactly, but I imagine if I do eventually hit affiliate, I will be trying to minimize ads as much as possible. Make the experience for someone new to the stream the best I possibly can, and I don't imagine ads would help that. You're feeling the bottleneck plastic hurt. Only 5. It's not great. Like, look at the resources required for this. I fear there's going to be a time where I actually do have enough buffets laid out for the entirety of the warehouse. And then the rest of my time's spent looking for light bulbs and plastic. Because if we get bottlenecked on power, it's going to kind of suck. We need a lot of it. We got to keep on the lookout. It's very easy for me just to run in all these buildings, grab all the buffets we can, and just leave. But I do have to remind myself that I have to actively look for some light bulbs here. We're looking at close to 80 to 90 more lamps, I think. That's 90 power. And when you're taking into account solar panels 5 power, we need close to 20 solar panels. That's crazy. Just doing quick maths, all the plastic you need for that, like, and that's just to power that. We aren't even taking into account of the other lamps here. I fear the day we put the game's programming to the test when we actually do have all those lights active, and hope that the game doesn't crash, or we have like 3 frames at this point. I suppose I should do like a bit of a little tour of the bunker here. This was the first project, the thing that started it all. At one point in the beginning of the game, I kind of mapped this out, made a kitchen and whatnot, and I discovered, oh, you can actually like build down. So that opened up this whole area, and I was curious. I said, how far back can this bunker go? How deep can we build? So I knocked out this entire row all the way down here and said, wow, that is a lot of space. And I kind of had this idea of, oh, we have so many mannequins. Why not kind of set them up and make like a merchant hall of sorts? And then, you know, one thing led to another. Start off with one little cubicle and another and another. Next thing you know, I have this giant merchant hall here with every cubicle individually designed. Some more robust than others, but I think that reflects what they're selling. And then the magnum opus here, the piece de la resistance, the bar. I guess I should call it the Dwarven bar. I was pretty proud about this. This might be the best thing I've built so far. That's when I discovered you could actually use these claw fangers as shells, which is going to be an important part of the warehouse. If not just for the inspiration of this merchant hall into building another project, there is some inspiration creatively to use some of those aspects from the bar over here. I just think like the buffets are such a well-designed piece of furniture that you're able to slot in a military box like perfectly here. I think we are really, 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 really good in storage. Between a large military box, the buffet, and the small military box, and we figure in a row of, it's like 16. No matter how many weapon parts or overly abundant resource I hoard, safe to say I think we'll have more enough storage to keep it at bay. But I'm like tunnel vision now on this project. Not really thinking ahead as to what I'm going to do after it. It's more so I need to get this done. Part of me wishes I kind of did some long form content and had some kind of stuff saved for how I built this, but it is what it is. Our frames are a tanking right now. I can only attribute it to the amount of lights and loose objects on the ground here. Thanks for watching. Watch me live at twitch.tv/JohnnyFuego, and check out my episodes and VODs from this series right here on YouTube.